Welcome to our Make Ahead Thanksgiving series for 2017. This is all because of you and your suggestions. When I asked on social media the things you wanted to see the most for this holiday season, the response to Make Ahead dishes was so overwhelming that I knew I had to do it. Not only am I bringing you videos, but I have created a recipe cookbooklet that will be available on my website. These recipes will be able to be made in advance anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 days. So, on to today's recipe. Today we're going to focus on the cranberries. We're going to be making this delicious sweet cranberry chutney, and it is out of this world. So let's go see how this all comes together. This is going to be like a really pumped up cranberry sauce, but chutney because we've incorporated some other types of fruits and dried fruits and things like that. So what we're going to start off with is I prepped my fresh ingredients for the cranberry sauce in advance. I chopped up an apple, pear, mandarin oranges that I chopped up into dices, and I left the skin on, and cranberries, fresh cranberries. You can also use frozen if that's all you have available. Dried cranberries, golden raisins, candied ginger that I have diced, brown sugar, granulated sugar, orange juice, spiced apple cider. You can just use apple cider or apple juice, and a cranberry juice, and then fresh nutmeg. So I'm going to clear this and I'm going to bring over the induction burner and the pan, and we're going to get this going. This is how hard it is to make a good like homemade cranberry sauce. Now you guys have seen me make I think a billion different incarnations of cranberry sauce over the years. This one is going to be even just that much different because it has a few different items in it. This is how hard it is. Just throw all of this in a pot, right? And we're using our induction burner. If you want more information on where you can find this, I'll leave it in the information box below. I gotta tell you, I really love it. And with the holidays coming up, who couldn't use an extra burner? So everything goes in. All the fruit, the dried fruit, the sugar. In goes our juices. I don't use water ever when I make cranberry sauce because it just, why? When you can use juice and enhance that flavor even more. Now I have a fresh nutmeg. I'm going to give this a healthy grating without grating my finger. That looks like a lot, but it really isn't when you grate it really fine like that. It's just enough. And fresh nutmeg is, there is no comparison to the ground stuff in the jar. This is so amazing. Okay, now we're just gonna give this a good stir. I'm gonna put this on medium-high heat, and then we're just gonna cook this. We'll bring it to a simmer, and then the cranberries are gonna start to burst. And when you hear that happening, you'll know that it's all good. And when they stop rupturing and you can look in there and all the cranberries have softened and some of the apples and the pears have softened, then you're gonna know it's time to turn it off. And mind you, you are gonna want a lid for this because these cranberries get messy and they take no prisoners. So make sure you have a pan with a lid so that you can stop the red wedding look from happening in your kitchen. So we'll be back when these start to simmer and burst. All right, we have come to a hard simmer, and I have taken the lid off just for a moment because I wanted to show you guys the cranberries are starting to burst, and you can see some of them have actually broken open. Here's one there. And when they do that, you can just pretty much squeeze them on the side of the pan. They're starting to break down. So what you want to do now is you want to babysit this because this can boil over and cause a giant mess. I've had that happen to me more than once, where I've been distracted and doing something else and then made a giant cranberry mess all over the top of my stove. And this is no fun to clean up because it's super, super sticky. So I'm gonna go and continue to simmer this, and I'm gonna leave the lid off this time, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on it because you want this to reduce a little bit before you turn it off. And you wanna make sure that the apples and the pears are soft, and these are not soft quite yet. So when that happens, we'll bring you back and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, we finished simmering our cranberry sauce, our cranberry chutney, and I wanted to point out to you, I don't know if you can see it here, this is the level where we started and now it has reduced, and that's exactly what you want. This, just put the lid on it and set it on the back of your stove or in a cool place, and this is gonna thicken up and get beautiful. The dried fruits are gonna absorb some of that liquid. The pectin is gonna work its magic, and you're gonna have an amazing chutney to serve with your Thanksgiving or Christmas turkey. This smells like the holidays.
The more it cools, the thicker it's going to get.
Absolutely. And what I wanted to say was, you don't want to cook this until the apples and the pears break down. You want them to have some toothsomeness and some texture, because a chutney is not mushy. A chutney is chunky. It has a little toothsomeness to it, and it's very satisfying. This is going to be great after the day, on a sandwich, or layered in a casserole, or you can even use this leftover to make a delicious cranberry chutney bread. That's gonna be great to serve while you're decorating your Christmas tree. So I'm gonna let this cool, and then I'll bring you back for some final thoughts, and we'll have you give it a look. And this you can make in advance. You can literally make this up to a month in advance or even longer. I have made cranberry sauce every year and always seem to have some stuck in the back of my fridge. We've eaten it in February. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. If you keep it in your fridge, it's gonna stay nice and delicious, especially if you keep it in an airtight container. I always put mine in mason jars, and you're good to go. This is enough to keep for yourself and share with a friend, or maybe just keep all for yourself. You don't want to can this or it's gonna get mushy, so there's that. And that's how you make it. I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool, and I'll be back and we'll show you what it looks like. There you have it. Our cranberry chutney is ready to go. You can make this at least up to a month in advance, maybe even a little further. You're gonna be good to go. You can easily make this one evening after dinner. Just set it on the back of your stove to cool. In the morning, you can jar it up and put it in the fridge, and it'll be done. I know some people who actually freeze this, but I've never done that, so I don't know how well it will freeze. All I know is that you can make this ahead well in advance, and it will be delicious and fresh, and everyone will enjoy it on the day of your meal. So I just wanted to show you, this still is a little bit on the warm side, and it's gonna thicken up even more now once I get it in the fridge, but you see how beautiful this is? It's just delicious. Now, Rick is not the biggest fan of cranberry, so I'm not gonna make him taste it on camera, but I have tasted it and it is amazing. Just that little bit of nutmeg in there gives it the best flavor, and it really does taste like Christmas. It's going to be perfect next to your Thanksgiving or Christmas turkey, or next to some ham, or on a sandwich after the fact. You're going to love it. I hope that you give this a try. I want to thank you for joining me today, and if you liked the video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my kitchen, I have to say a big welcome to you. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you are a tried and true member of the Noreen's Kitchen family, please be sure to hit that bell notification button, because we don't want you to miss out on any of the real food for real people, real easy recipes that we present all the time right here on our YouTube channel and straight from our kitchen. Not to mention that we don't want you to miss out on any of the Make Ahead Thanksgiving recipes that we'll be sharing this year. So I hope you give this sweet cranberry chutney a try, and I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.